Welcome back to Gaia Maps. We are going to be covering the southernmost settlement in the world. Last time we did the northernmost settlement in the world. If you missed that, I'm going to put the link to that video in the description below. The southernmost settlement is in Chile. Before we go to that settlement, we're going to talk a little bit about Chile because it's very interesting in terms of geography. So let's get right into that. So Chile makes up a very large part of the Andes Mountains, which is the longest mountain range in the world. It starts up here and goes all the way through the whole continent of South America. It's technically part of the Ring of Fire, which is all of this. All this is the Ring of Fire. So Chile, though, has some really interesting parts of that. I found something really cool here next to the capital, which is Santiago. We're going to go here to Cerro El Plomo, and you can see, I mean, it's just beautiful. It really is. So one of the superlatives for Chile, longest mountain range in the world, runs right through here, and it's some of the highest points in the Andes are located here in Chile. So the next superlative for Chile is the home to the driest desert in the world. This is the Atacama. So we're going to kind of move along here, and I'm going to tell you about it. So in most places here, less than 1 millimeter of rain falls per year. Some spots it hasn't rained in 500 years here. So I'm sure you're probably thinking, okay, the driest desert in the world is in South America. I don't think so. Well, let's look at something, because I thought the Sahara would be the driest desert on Earth, just sort of as my natural assumption. So I want to show you something here, which this is a ridiculously awesome picture. I mean, this is amazing, and this gentleman agrees with me. But look here, there are plants in the Sahara. Even when you're out there, it rains in the Sahara. Not much, but it rains. Whereas where we were before, there's just nothing. There's not a stick, not a twig, nothing. So some spots it's not rained for 500 years. Just incredible. So before I show you the southernmost point that I actually want to talk about in the video, I'm going to show you the other contenders, because this is actually a matter of some debate amongst media outlets and probably for resort town cachet as well. Basically, if there is a town down in this area, they claim to be the southernmost town in the world. So one that comes up a lot is Punta Arenas, because it is the largest. There's not a whole lot to look at as far as overlooks or interesting views here. We can look up here at the national park. It's a very nice sort of view of the lower Patagonia in Argentina. This is actually in Chile, but there's some nice geography to see here. The other one that comes up is this town over here. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's something with a U, and it ends with an A. So, but I wanted to show you this. This is an interesting sort of encapsulation, I feel, of what this is like in these resort towns. So over here is what I imagine a lot of the city looks like, right? Where the residents live. And then this is the entrance to the resort. Now, you don't have to go to this place to see what's going on. Now that being said, it's pretty beautiful. There's probably very few places in the world that are like this, where you can see, snow-capped mountains and a beach like in the same spot. So that's why it's such an attractive resort town. I'm gonna go show you, what that looks like over here, and I mean it is beautiful. So you can see why these resort towns are so popular. Again, going right into the paving as soon as we get on the resort property. But I mean, I don't know if you can swim in this, but this is really nice. I mean, to have the ocean here and the snow-capped mountains. Unfortunately, it's a cloudy day to this day. Maybe Google can come back out here again. This is in 2014. But those are the other two contenders, and we will now move to the actual southernmost settlement in the world. Okay, so just down the Beagle Channel from Ushuaia, that's the best I'm going to try, is Puerto Williams, and this is where we're going to be focusing as our southernmost town. So the Beagle Channel is the jumping off point in Puerto Williams in particular for research in Antarctica and also for tourism to Cape Horn. There are settlements in Antarctica, but no one lives there. So I thought these were better because people actually live here. They have jobs. You know, they're not just there for research or something. So a nice sort of example of diplomatic unity here. The Treaty of, and I'm going to read this just to make sure I get it right, Peace and Friendship of 1984, wonderful, between Chile and Argentina, established this as the neutral point of entry for all countries that are going to Antarctica through Cape Horn. I think is just awesome. So some similarities with Puerto Williams and Svalbard. It was originally used for whaling in the earliest days of its discovery by Europeans. That is, I mean, it was inhabited by natives for 10,000 years before they got there. But you know, we know that song and dance. Anyway, unlike Svalbard, though, the mining that took place here was for gold mining. And so that is probably why you see much more development in the southernmost parts of the world than the north. And I mean, it's definitely, as you'll see as we get in here, it's not as harsh and rigorous on the southern part of the globe than it is in the north, excluding Antarctica, obviously. So I kind of wanted to jump here to, you know, the southernmost part of the southern region in the world. So this forest I just think is really cool. Has a sort of a magical feel to it. These trees don't look very tall, but I am betting that they're ancient. I'm betting this is among one of the oldest forests in South America. So we're going to kind of move along here just in this trail. I just think it's cool to see what things look like down here because it's definitely different, I feel like, than other spots I've looked at. Like all this very bright green vegetation, it just has sort of this magical feeling to it. Why are there white tires on the ground? I don't know that. I don't know. I'm sorry. If someone does know in the future and can let me know in the comments, that'd be great. Maybe I thought as I was going through, I thought maybe it was kind of a seat if you were getting tired, maybe. But I mean, this is not that long of a trail. Maybe it's because this looks like cars could go on it too. So maybe this serves as a kind of a barrier for cars. There's a dog here. There is a dog. He does appear to be a very good boy, and we're just going to keep right on moving right past him. The man did not care about the dog. That is unfortunate. Look, there is another one. We are just bereft and blessed with dogs on our walk today. Wonderful. Yeah, this is just so cool. I would just love to know history of this forest. I mean, with all this sort of dark, dense vegetation, I can't imagine it being, you know, a very new forest. I mean, you think about it down here, I don't think there are hurricanes or things of that nature that would have destroyed these trees. Are these more okay, the tires look like dogs, and we've seen so many that I'm just expecting to see dogs now everywhere. That was cool. Let's look back at that tree. Yeah, that's really neat. Okay, let's go into the town. Enough of the nature hike here. Let's kind of see what it looks like in here in Puerto Williams. It's very nice, very, very quaint. I think there's certainly, I think there's actually more people in Svalbard, but this town may have more people than Longyearbyen. Another dog. We have to go back now. We have to find him again. There's just no excuse not to. Unless I don't see him this time. Yep, didn't see him. Sometimes when you're clicking through on Street View, you'll pass between two different years and timelines without realizing it, especially in a less traveled place like this. So yeah, I mean, this does not seem like the same kind of resort sort of town that the other ones are. Maybe that's because the channel kind of restricts movement a little bit with that. I'm not sure though, but it does seem like this is more just sort of residential, which is why I think it should qualify as the southernmost settlement. 'Cause, I mean, these people are living here, working here. So, anywho, I'm going to close out the video here. We'll be getting a better microphones soon. Calle Cerrada, for those playing at home, means road closed. It's one of the many things you'll learn here at Gaia Maps. The next thing we're going to be doing is the 50 highest points in each state in the United States. That is the highest point in all 50 states. So we're very excited for that. Hopefully we'll have the new microphone, and we'll be getting some editing in there as well. So some exciting things in the horizon. Thanks so much for subscribing, those who have already. And if you like the content so far, consider subscribing. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it or learned something new. If you have ideas for other videos, or if I've said something wrong or that you're extremely offended by, let me know in the comments, and I'll be sure to read them and respond. I mean, we're at such a small size right now that I'll be able to respond to whoever and field questions or comments or concerns. I mean, I just love researching and finding all these things out for you guys. So it's really been a lot of fun so far, and we look forward to more. So thanks again for the interest and all the engagement. We really appreciate it. All right, take care. Have a good night.